Do you think the grass looks hard? Don't worry, it won't be. Hey everyone, Cristin here, and we are continuing with our Spring Showers quilt. So I have to tell you, that grass looked a little bit intimidating, and then I read over the instructions today, and it looks really easy, and it's one of the piecing projects, which is my favorite. So I think it'll be really fun, so don't worry, it's not going to be hard. So let's go ahead and get right into what we need. So we are on, this is what I'm calling block 30, and we have, I think it's like 8 pieces of fabric. So this part was kind of interesting. I didn't notice when I was cutting, in the cut directions, it just tells us that we need, I think it was 4 pieces. So 4 pieces of this one and 4 pieces of this one. But come to find out that if we're using our 8x12 hoop, we actually only need 3. So if you haven't already pre-cut, you can save on one of them, and if not, put it into your little stash to use it for something else. It's fine, not a big deal. But so what I'm saying is one of each of these we actually won't need. It was in our cut instructions, but it depends on what hoop size that you're using. So if you're using a 5x7 hoop, you will need all of them. So let's go ahead and go over what we need. All right, so on these 3, this is the green with the star fabric on it. It's green on green, and we're going to cut this to 2 by 8.5. And like I said, you need 3 of them if you're using an 8x12 hoop. If you are using a 5x7 hoop, you will need 4 of them. All right, so 2 by 8.5. And then the other one is the green on green with flowers on it. And again, 2 by 8.5. And if you're using an 8x12 hoop, you'll need 3 of them. And if you're using a 5x7 hoop, then you will need 4 of them. All right. So those are the only fabrics that we need. And like I said, it's a piecing project. I think it'll be really fun. So let's go ahead and talk about what we need for the 8x12 people, and then we'll talk about for the 5x7 people. So like I said, those 6 fabrics, that's all we need. And it is one hooping, one simple hooping with piecing our fabrics together. So that will be really fun, I think. And then we will do the quilting afterwards. So I haven't pre-cut my batting for these. What I'm going to do is after I get them all sewn together, you'll see we're going to do a piecing project on this, and then we will cut, there's a cut template, and we will cut on that, and then we'll sew the pieces together into one long strip. So I'm going to wait and cut my batting until I have that strip. But an easier thing, like if you wanted to pre-cut, you certainly could. All you have to do is measure your row 4. So row 4, I measured it, and it finishes off at 30.5. So you could go ahead and cut your batting at 30.5. That's totally fine. I'm going to cut it just a little bit shorter. What I'll probably do is cut 30.5 or close to it, and then I'm going to use a glue stick, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to use a glue stick to add on my batting, and then when I get to the end, because as you're pushing it down, it ends up getting a little bit longer. And as I get to the end, I want to make sure to get that 1/4 inch seam allowance on each end. So I'm going to start it just a tad late, and then I'm going to trim it up just a little bit. So it'll be about 30.5. We'll see when we get there. All right, so we're going to use Border Plant 1 as our quilting design, and that's the grass. That will be really cute on our grass border, right? So I probably will use that olive green that comes in our thread kit. That would be a nice color. I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but that one would be a good one for the grass quilting design. So we're going to use the 1x10. So the only thing is it says in the directions that we will rehoop it 3 times. For those of us using an 8x12 hoop, we will rehoop it 3 times using the 1x10. But if you pull up the 1x10 design in embroidery software, you can see that it is 9 7/16. So just under 9.5 inches. If you take 9.5 times it by 3, it totals to 28.5. And our strip will be 30.5. So we would really want 30 inches. So I'm going to do the first two in a 1x10 hoop, and then I'm going to wait and see. So I will measure after I get those two hoopings done and measure how much we need. And the 1x10 will be fine. I mean, you would be close enough, but you could use a 1x12 or a 1x14 if we need extra. So I'm going to leave that there for now, and I will determine it more as we get further along. So that's how to do it for the 8x12 people, and we'll go through it step by step. And by the way, I did back all of my fabrics with Fusible Stabilizer. I really like them backed for piecing projects. It makes them very crisp and easy to keep down without any bubbles or anything. So that's my preference. Do what works for you. Those that have the Clover folding pen, this is another chance to use it. I know a lot of people that have that really like it. So you'll want to pull that out for this. I actually just do a finger press and kind of hold it in place until it stitches. But the Clover folding pen, everyone that has it loves it. So give it a go. And for those using a 5x7 hoop, you are going to do the grass in a piecing the same way that we will do it. The only difference is that you'll do it 2 hoopings and then you'll sew those together. So that's very easy. And then when you do the quilting, you'll use a 1x7 for your quilting design. And you would do 4 of them. So 7 times 4 is 28, and yours does equal to a full 7 inches. So 7 times 4 is 28. So you could do 4 hoopings and that would be just fine. Or if you wanted, you could do it another hooping and just let the excess run off onto the stabilizer so that you get a full 30 inches. That's totally up to you. But the process is basically the same, except that you will do that piecing part of the grass twice, and then you'll sew them together. So we'll go over how to do the generics of it, but I'm sure you can envision how to do using your 5x7 hoop on this grass. So let's go ahead and get started. By the way, for the 5x7 people, I think I forgot to mention that after you get all of your strip all sewn together, you will cut off 2 of the pieces. So yours will be a little bit longer than it needs to be. So make sure to trim down 2 of the little squares so that it measures 30.5. That's all. And one other thing to mention is this one with the star fabric, that's fabric A, and the one with the flowers on it, that is fabric B. A and B. So I will be referring to those in the video. Just want to make sure you know which ones are which. The star one is the A, and the one with the flowers is the B. Okay, so once you finish your first hooping of your pretty little grass, you're going to fold back from, you can see where it finished. All right, so we're just going to fold that part back. Make sure that it is lined up going the straight way. You wouldn't want grass going this way when you've already done it this way. So just fold back from the last hooping, and then you're going to line that up in the next placement stitch for the second hooping. Line it up, get it all straight, fold that back, tape it in place, and then you're ready to do the second hooping. Hey everyone, so I did the first two hoopings of the grass, so you can see it on the back pretty well. And I measured for the third hooping, and I actually need 11.5 inches of quilting, and the 1x10 is 9.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and do the 1x12. You could definitely do the 1x10, and you could leave a little space in between your grass if you choose. I did mine right as close as I could get it, basically. And so I'm going to continue on. So that the 1x12 design actually measures 11.75, so 11 3/4, and I only needed 11.5, but since I don't have batting on the end, I can just let it run off the side. It's not going to matter at all. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my 8x12 hoop for the last hooping. Again, you could do all three in 1x10 and just leave a little bit of space in between, or just have a little bit on the end that isn't quilted. Whatever works for you. I'm going to do the 1x12. And my strip of grass is all done. I want to show you this. So here's one end, and there's the other end. Can you see this? Like, it really could not have worked out more perfectly. I'm really surprised. So it literally ended in the perfect spot. So like I said, I did a 1x10, a 1x10, and a 1x12, and that worked out amazingly perfectly. So I also measured the row 4 that this is going to go on, and it measures perfectly, and the quilting goes right to the end on both. And since I used my little glue stick and moved my batting down just a bit, so I had my 1/4 inch seam allowance, nothing went, there's no batting in the seams at all. So that worked out really well, and I'm quite happy about it. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this on to row 4, and this next part is done. Okay, remember how I said we're going to have one extra strip if we're using the 8x12 hoop? So I just want to point out, I've mentioned this before, I use this little utility box, I don't know what you call it, and I keep all of my excess little scrap fabrics in there, and they're all organized by color, and it just makes it really easy to use up scraps and not have to get rid of them. I keep my bobbins and my needles, and oh, there's the dog toy. So all kinds of stuff in my little bins. This thing works great for me, and I will add a link under the video. Excuse the dog squeaking toy. And my shirt today is a cute bike design, tandem bicycle design, and Debbie Cadwell in our group pointed me to it, and she said, oh look, you need this. So I purchased it from Tattered Stitches online. I will add a link under this video. It was a little bit too low because I wanted the design to go under this little X, and then I decided I should have just done higher, and so everybody suggested, hey, put rhinestones, put butterflies, put something. So I put rhinestones off, and great suggestion, guys. You guys are awesome looking out for me. So fun little tandem bike design. The shirt is from my local Fred Meyer, and it's kind of a funny one. So I've ordered sweatshirts from them before, or purchased sweatshirts from them before, and no problem. But this one, look at how tight the arms are. And I don't have big arms, but yeah, well, good way to show your muscles, right? Isn't that weird? It's like super tight in the arms. So anyway, fun design and an interesting shirt. So I almost forgot, I have to tell you that I did a little Cristin Creates logo underneath the wheel. Oh my gosh, it was so easy in Brilliance Essentials. I will share a photo that will show it better for you. Oh my gosh, so cute. I love that idea. So somebody in our group posted that we need Cristin Creates shirts, and so I added that little Cristin Creates to the wheel of my shirt, and I thought that was so fun. Look at my little helper. Hello, RG. Hello, RG. Isn't he so cute? I love how you guys share photos of your helpers in your sewing room. This is my Archie. He's my love bug. He likes lots and lots of snuggles. Oh boy. So I have to show you this. That light is blinding. Oh my gosh.